Hey guys, it's Shell here. So, I just saw Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse today, and honestly, it was pretty freaking good. The characters were so well written, the animation was absolute eye candy, the dialogue felt smooth and natural, and the plot was just engaging overall. Definitely one of the best movies of the year. The animation in particular was very intriguing to me because, I'm an animator. The stylized animation in this was like nothing I'd ever seen before, and I loved its little incorporations of 2D animation and its explosions or action lines. Overall, just an outstanding movie. However, I did have one little nitpick of it, and it's something that doesn't just go for this film in general, and yes, it is about the animation. If you don't already know, I love traditional animation. The movement, the beauty, the grace, just, it does something for me that 3D animation just doesn't do, and probably will never do. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I don't enjoy a 3D animated movie, but I would probably enjoy it 10 times more if it were 2D. And that's a personal opinion, I know, but in Into the Spider-Verse, the fact that it was mostly CGI didn't take away from the experience for me, definitely. There was one thing I noticed as I was watching it though, and I do know that this was intentional, but the way Penny Parker and Spider-Ham are animated, it's supposed to mimic traditional animation. In fact, at some points this is pulled off so well that it actually looks like it is traditional, but it's not. And at other points you can clearly see that. From studying the differences between 3D and 2D animation, it mostly has to do with the way the character moves. Into the Spider-Verse was not the first instance of this being tested out though. Shows like RWBY and that anime Steven Universe show that I've never seen but watched the animation for are instances where this is the case as well, and this is more minor in older Disney movies where you can see some assets are in fact 3D. However, whenever I see this, it kind of looks weird to me. Maybe not to everyone, and it certainly isn't always terrible, but it's really jarring to me. If your intention is to make a whole show in this style, like RWBY, it doesn't feel as weird, and RWBY isn't trying too hard to look like traditional anime either, but with Spider-Ham and Penny Parker, you can tell the animators tried their hardest to make it look like actual traditional animation, and props to them for doing that, by the way. But whenever I see that in movies and TV shows, I can't help but wonder, why didn't they just use traditional animation? Now, you might be quick to assume that this must be because it's A, harder and takes longer, or B, that it's more expensive, but this isn't actually true. Traditional animation is not inherently less efficient than CGI animation. They both have different challenges. Traditional takes longer to animate the individual frames, but CGI animation has to produce the character models, and not to mention the hundreds of different assets, which are also very time consuming. This honestly is part of what makes me wish they had just made these characters 2D in the first place, as it would have looked practically the same, but without that weird movement that only CGI characters have, which when put onto a character that looks 2D is kind of funky. All in all though, the animation in Into the Spider-Verse was amazing. It was so refreshing to get some CGI animation that didn't feel like it was ripped straight from Disney with some minor adjustments. I really hope that Sony Animation continues to head towards this direction in their new animated movies. Also, can I just mention how jaw-dropping the colors were? Like, holy crap, it was so satisfying. So I definitely recommend this movie to anyone and everyone. You'll have a blast watching it, especially in the theater. And with that being said, I'm gonna hop off. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out my channel. I do kind of like rant videos like this, and other stuff, animations and art. So yeah, catch you on the flip side.